What's going on, people? Welcome back to episode four now.
Say four.
Episode four of the behind the stage podcast. So joining us today will be PCA Pro and also PCA Judge, Mr. Hinesh. So stay tuned. This will be one not to miss. So please also as well, if you like the podcast, please subscribe, like, and let's get into the episode.
Hello,
Here he
lads.
is.
Good morning.
How are you doing? How was your PT sessions?
Good. Been here since 6 a.m.
Oh
So very,
mate,
very busy.
you need
Yeah.
a
So I literally been back to back. So it's been crazy, crazy this morning.
you're gonna need a double shot espresso.
I legit just had one about an hour ago.
Busy
Mate,
morning.
mate,
Busy
class.
morning.
How's
How are you
how's
guys?
things? Yeah, mate, all good, all good. Oh, Pat's already fucked off.
Nah, sorry, this stupid dog, man. I'm at my missus' house and this dog
We'll see
keeps
how
just
it is.
scratching her paws. Yeah, I've been good, man. I've been good. Just excited for show season to start with clients because I've been seeing the shows and I'm like, I need to get back at them.
You've been, yeah, I can see you got a few ready, man. They look like they're gonna be on the money. It's good to see.
Yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully, you'll be judging them at the shows as well.
Should be there, bro. Most of them, I'm there, majority of them anyway, so should be there for
I
sure.
might just have to
Which one?
slide you like I might have to slide you like a tenner, £20 just to let them play tonight.
I'd be a fucking so rich. The amount of people that have said that to me the whole time, every single time, every weekend I go up to a show, Christian, anyone, they all come to me. You know what to do. Here's a 50. I was like, no, yeah. I was like,
Bribing.
yeah, bro. It's funny. I love to see it.
Yeah, mate, class, class.
Your prep's going well, Matt. You look like you're putting on some size.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, everyone keeps saying that, but you know, when it's those things in your head where you're like, I just don't. I'm very flat at the moment, so it's like I just want to hold the size. Like that's the main thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's definitely getting conditioned. For 3 weeks in, pulled off a lot of weight so far. So we'll see. We'll see. You might be judging some of those shows as well towards the end of August, September.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Is that when
We'll
you're
see.
looking?
We'll see. You doing
Well,
the
yeah.
PCA Wales one, the Pro Qual?
Yes.
I might be doing
Yes,
that one.
yes,
We're
yes.
going to see how we get. If I'm ready early, we might jump in that one early. If not, I think it's the next weekend. The PCA Midlands is the one probably going to aim for.
4th September, I think, something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
4th or 5th September. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, just like you've got them in motion in terms of putting a plan in place. So just see how your body responds, how quickly get there. Don't rush
yeah,
it, just in case. Do you know what I mean? And if you are ready, then just go in, full guns blazing.
yeah.
You can only get better show by show.
Yeah, we're taking this prep a bit different because I was with Tom Ames before, and we ran it a very short prep, but a very aggressive prep. So
Hmm.
this time with Christian, it's like we're doing like 20 weeks of dieting, so it's longer, like 8 weeks longer than normal, just to like fully get conditioned this time and not turn flat as hell on stage like I did last time. So
Yeah,
we'll
yeah, yeah,
see.
yeah. No, I think that'll be right. I think that's a good amount of time. You always got to kind of be ready early, preparation earlier. The earlier we're in shape, the better we can then control that into the show. Because then you're going to know yourself this time round. I think
Yeah.
it'll probably be a lot smoother for you as well, being a
Mm.
little bit longer, not having to rush. I've always
Yeah.
kind of had like a 16 to 20 week preparation majority of the times. And I think the longer I've had, the better I've always become on the first of a
Yeah.
show. I think what was it, the British finals in 20 when I did my pro debut in 2024. I did the British finals and I knew I weren't ready. I knew I weren't like where I should have been. I
Yeah.
had the feeling already and I just kind of just did it because I was like, well, I'm here now.
Yeah.
But everything just you'll know yourself, and I think that's the biggest answer you'll ever get.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. Right. Should we go into some questions, Pat?
Let's get it.
Right. Interrogation mode. Here we go.
I'm on a hot seat.
So, has judging made you more critical of your own physique? And like, because we see like so seeing after shows, you're always immediately at the gym, like sending it.
Yeah. You know what? It's that feeling I get after a show, seeing the standards of athletes, seeing the pose downs, seeing the individual routines, and just the overall aspect of it. I'm there like, shit, I gotta do more. I've got more to come. I've always got more. We've always got more, but there's another kick up the arse to say, you are going to be on this stage very soon. As much as you are sat there judging someone else, I'm not yet finished. I can't completely take my head off the game, and actually get a big
Mm.
buzz that I'm normally a very active person. I cannot sit still, and if I sit still, it has to be sitting down than it does standing up. So
Yeah.
being sat down all day judging, it's amazing because I'm so focused and it's something I love. So time flies, but I'm sat down. I'm not moving. So my body still has the urge to make sure that you need to do something. Otherwise, I'm going to be itching. And I mean, sometimes obviously, if I'm exhausted, we have a rest day and I need to rest. I'm not going to go and train. Sometimes it can be the case, but my mind will always be at a stage where it's like, right, shit, there's more. You've got more
Mm.
to do. You gotta, you've got to step it up even more. There's always that aspect, even though you're always doing 100%. There's never enough. So I
Yeah.
think judging now, being in that panel and seeing it up front makes me want more, so much more.
Mm.
Yeah,
I get the same feeling with clients. When I have clients compete, you see them on stage or you watch a show, the next day I'm like in the gym, I'm like, I'm fucking buzzing.
yeah,
Like
your
you just go
adrenaline's up.
harder,
Yeah.
don't you? Yeah. Because you're like you see in the standard, you're like, I need to be better. So I'm gonna push harder.
Yeah, legit. And we will never see ourselves on stage. So it's hard to picture ourselves in that moment. So we'll always look at someone else and think, shit, yo, he looks so good. I need to be better than that. When in fact, we could actually be on stage with them side by side and actually beat them. But in our heads, we will never ever be good enough until we get to that stage and do what we need to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
What would you say is like the most difficult class division like it is to judge in your opinion?
For me personally, because it's still fresh, like I've been doing it for a year. But well, less than a year, sorry. I say half a season now going into another quarter. I think it's been some of the between the bikini and the
Mm.
in the in this lady side, and what the other judges and what the federation's looking for. And I've learned over time, obviously, what kind of shape they're going for, what kind of condition they're going for, and that's just a process of time. And the more and more I've been judging, the more I've been able to kind of actually get the grasp of fine tuning that detailing between like not just like someone coming on stage, right? Out of six ladies, if there's only one of them, it's bang obvious. But when
Mm.
there's two or three of you that are competitively side by side, you've now got to really nail that fine line and the extra 1% of what you're actually looking for. Now we're going to really look at every single detail side by side and comparing all aspects. So that's where it can get a bit tricky towards the start when I started. I am getting better with it, and I think that's just coming over time and experience. I think that's probably been one of the hardest ones to judge purely because I've never, not in a bad way, but like purely before, I've just never stuck around as much for the bikini show because I've always done my show as in the men's physique, and then I've got off. Or I've stayed around backstage for the overall, so never watched it, never stuck around it, never seen it, never had a client go into it. So it's been the trickiest part.
Mm.
Otherwise, I think everything else I've kind of had a very straightforward and natural aspect with it all kind of going into it from the very first show when I was doing shadow judging. It was funny because I had Jules next to me, who's Ryan's right hand man, and he's gonna help kind of be there next to me if I need anything. But they kind of gave me the scorecard. I want you to judge them, and then I'll give it over to him and see how I did. And
Mm.
every time it just looked at me like, okay. So I was like, I was already in the groove of it. Like I
Yeah.
said, it was just the bikinis that kind of the ladies categories, not just the bikinis. I think sometimes between like the toned athletic and then the athletic figure, there's so many different individual ones that I just went back and just kind of processed, went away, learnt more, kind of went and read into the criterias more, etc. Just kind of picked up more through more shows.
Mm.
So you
I
talked to
think
us about shadow judging then. Explain to like the viewers what shadow judging really is. So I understand that Dudley's going to have
Literally,
to do this at some point as well.
yeah. I'll speak to him on the weekend. Is literally you are there as a judge. They expect you to have your own opinion, look at what they're looking at, right? You mark your points, and on the scorecard as everyone as normal judges do, and then they'll pass it along to the center. They'll then look at calculate each judge who's put down who, tally it up, right, and then obviously make the placings. So they want to see how I'm judging that person and how close I am to what they're placing, and if it's
Yeah.
very very similar to what they're seeing. If I'm completely off, then of course they're gonna. Well, I wasn't, so I didn't really get to see that side of the route of what they would do or what kind of happened. So naturally, like I said, I kind of naturally phased through it very quickly. And became quite good at it without trying to chew my own trumpet too much. But like it was good. It was straightforward. But because I've been in bodybuilding for a long time, I got to see it very quickly. I've been at shows, many shows previously, so I got the eye of it to see it very quickly. But it's quick. You're literally the classes come on and off within a second, and you have to be so on it, so laser focused, and especially when there's a big show when you're going like 12 or 15 athletes. I remember last year on a natural show, there must have been like 15 to 12 to 15 athletes each category, and the
Yeah.
masters men's physique had like 17 of them from one stage to the other, and you have to really really make sure you're giving everyone the most fairest opportunity and the most accurate decision.
Yeah.
Mm.
But shadow judging is so much fun, and it's just like you're a judge. They don't treat you any differently, and they just want to see how you are in similarity to them.
Mm.
Solid. That
Mm.
is new to me. I had no clue what it was, but I thought it'd just be like judging on the side. Maybe your scorecard's not actually going into the final decision.
I mean, this is the thing. I mean, if you are continuously getting it correct, then of course it would go to. But if they see you're putting someone that deserves to like put last and not first, and you put them first, they're looking like, "What are you doing?" Like it's so funny. Like
Good.
what happened? It was just the weekend in Newcastle. I've my I was reading the numbers and my glasses everything because I take them on and off to just to see the numbers if they're quite far away, and I must have just without realizing put the wrong number in that area and put the place in. Gave it to Jules and he looked at me. He goes, "You sure?" And I goes, "Give me it back." I just double checked. I goes, "Shit, wait, let me just." Change that back because in the spare at the moment you're so because there's so many classes coming back to back, and then you're just so fixated. There's so much going on with the lighting in the back. You got the ladies' bras with sparkling. You got so much going on. My eyes are so sensitive that sometimes I've read the wrong number, and it's really crucial. So, but he'll always be there to make sure that it's not completely out of line. Do you know what I mean? Or he's just
Yeah.
telling you double check. If you still think that's good, then they're obviously going to speak to you and just make sure that you get better direction.
Mm. I think the classes move very fast as well, don't they? Like it's literally like sometimes you can kind of see like it's already been judged just from like the first round of poses, and it's already like it's already done sort of thing. So like after that point, it's just like right, we don't need to do much because we've already as soon as they walk out, you can kind of go first, second, third. Then as soon as they do their rotations, you're like, yeah, confirmation, like we've already got it, sort of thing.
Yeah. But normally we want to like even when people are standing on the sidelines ready to come on, they've not even come on yet. If I can see them, we are looking. I want to
Mm,
see who I'm looking at straight away. And if they stand out to me from the curtains in the shadows, I know for a fact they're going to stand out to me under the lights.
mm,
So now I've already got maybe one, two, three people in my head to make sure that I know. That's the best thing in terms of how I do it. Every judge will kind of look into their own ways, write notes in their own ways, right? But
mm.
it's always kind of good to make sure you're ready for each and every one as soon as they're walking out, or even while they're standing at the sidelines. You are ready to judge them because
Mm.
that is the moment. The minute they're on stage, they're on that stage, you're going to be judged. So I tell all my clients, tell anyone, I said, just always stay presentable, always look your best, and never switch off up until
Yeah.
you walk off that stage. Until then, you are ready to win. You have to.
Yeah. What's your take on this one as a judge when coaches deliberately put clients in, say they're a figure girl and they know they're suited to athletic figure, but they purposely put them in toned, knowing that there's a chance they'll get moved up anyway, but they know as a coach that the judge will see you then for a second time, so it's more eyes on you basically.
I mean, it. it's one of them things that they naturally we will look at the class of athletes and automatically we'll be like, right, they have to switch back to the other class.
Mm,
It's just unfair because we want them to have a fair competition. And if the coaches do that, they then, I mean, you know how it is, right? If you're getting ready to get on stage, you're pumping up, you're preparing your timings, your meals, everything's preparation towards that one pump up. So now, if you're a coach and you're risking to pump up that athlete, to know that they're going to get moved, to now wait another 2, 3 categories, what are you doing to the athlete?
mm,
So if you're a coach doing that, I highly recommend not to do that because you're just gonna one overspill. Yeah, you could be lucky and get away with it and get harder and get better, or it could go the complete opposite way, and you know how it gets. Also, two, you're now on stage and your coach may have not told you that you're going to get pushed up, so you're going on stage expected to do well. Now you're getting told. Now you've got all sorts of nerves going in your head, cortisol levels are changing. You see what's happening. So your body's never going to be in that same place and you can just change
Uh,
wildly. Now you're going to look worse when you come into the second class. Now they're going to
mm.
blame it because, oh, either the coach should have told me or, oh, they've moved me. So they're going to blame the federation. So it's,
Yeah. And I think a portion of it as well is some coaches don't know the criteria that well, so they go with a safeguard of, well, let's put you in the class before, because if you get moved, you get moved.
yeah.
But I don't they get because they don't know the criteria as well or the look as like confirmation of like, yeah, we're on. It's like, well, if we do the lower class and you get moved, don't matter. But if we put you in, say, athletic figure and you're not actually that conditioned or not enough size, you can't be moved again. Like we're losing here, basically. So I
Yeah,
think it comes down
exactly.
to the coaches not really knowing the criteria confidently, basically.
Confidently. Yeah, 100%. And this is the trickiest part is that there is a certain criteria, but at the end of the day, there's also a certain look that each judge is looking for.
Mm,
So that look has to come. Like for example, it's like for a classic lad beating the overalls in the bodybuilding. That look just is much more pleasable at that stage of the day because the other bodybuilders that were humongous have lost their shape or flattened out. So
mm,
it makes a big difference on how you look and how you present yourself on the day. You can beat anyone. Doesn't matter about the size, shape, waist to shape, the balance, symmetry, and the pop. You bring that, the judges will not want to stop looking at you.
mm.
If I see
Go,
a talented person on stage, I can't stop looking at them.
Yeah. Going on to the overalls then. So obviously you've got all your first place winners, they go into the overall. How do the judges know what class? Can you remember like, oh yeah, they were classic, they were open bodybuilding? Because
Yeah,
sometimes you get a classic boy that looks quite similar to the open lads in some regionals. You're like, was he open? Was he classic? Like, how does
yeah.
that kind of work with the overalls? How do you judge that? I know it, but for the viewers, how do you judge the overall of who was the best?
So this is where I just went on to my last point is that the overall look has to be pleasable, has to have the pop, has to remain fresh, and that fresh look determines on how that athlete has treated himself from that win to now wait to the overalls, right? So again, I've seen many times that a bodybuilder has been beat to a couple of bodybuilders have been beaten by the classic lads. And they're not bigger than the bodybuilders, but they had more of a pop to them. They had more detail and more lines. They didn't soften, they didn't flatten out. And that overall look really matters because you're now standing on the podium with a sword in front of everyone. If you're standing there flat, everyone's going to look, think, why is it so inconsistent? It has to
Mm.
be consistent with the overall look of that person and the day. So it really comes down to how that athlete comes back after winning his show, and can he remain in that same, if not better, than he was.
Was. What if it was like, say, like a bikini girls? Because obviously the conditioning is slightly different as the classes move along, don't they? Like you've got your tones, you've got your juniors, of course. Like, can
Mhm.
you remember, like, do you have scorecards for the overall or remembering like number 17 was junior? So because you're also looking at like, do they fit their criteria the best coming back into the overall? Like, have they held that conditioning and that shape still? Like, is that still something that's on the judges' table when you're looking at the overalls? Like, okay, well, that's the junior girl, that's the trained bikini girl, because two different kind of very different looks.
It is. But this is the now that we're still going for the overall, so they're going to be compared very equally in this aspect. So yes, they'll be doing their own quarter tens, where how they do it in their class, right? It differs, but they'll still do their own when they get their mandatories. But the overall look, again, if that junior, where again I've seen the junior bikini girl win an overall before, it's happened a couple of times, a few times. So if that junior just looks so wild in comparison to everyone, and I'm not saying everyone else doesn't look wild, but when you're sat on that seat, it is very much straightforward and obvious at that moment, unless you do have two side by side, completely equal sides, right? Apple and oranges. Then, like I said, it's all the judges each mark who they pick the number. They'll number put it in the card or paper, pass it down into the middle. The tally comes, and that's it. Boom. That is how it gets decided. So it could just be down to apples and oranges. It's not. It's purely down to who's there on that day. That person could have won if that person wasn't there. So or that person could have won if he held his shape. Do you know what I mean? Like we look at some classes, think, right, he's going to be a really good contender for the overall, right? But when it comes to it, what happened? I'm literally sitting there like, what you done?
Yeah. I suppose you can kind of see, can't you, from the classes, like you'll see your standouts and you'll just remember them straight away.
Oh,
Like that'll be
100%.
a good overall winner. Then you come to the overall and you know you've seen two or three and you're looking for those two or three, you're like, right. And then you've kind of narrowed it down almost because
Already, yeah.
rather than six or seven of them from all the classes, you're like, I remember my three. Oh, yeah, he's got better. Like he's held, boom, he's my guy or that's my girl.
Yeah, exactly. You remember their shape, you remember everything because they stand out. That's the reason why they're winners, because they stand out. And they are they like I said, it's just clear today that that physique to the eye is very appealing and is to good standards. So and like I said, with yourself being around clients and going to many shows, you know straight away who's going to be fast call outs and who's not.
Yeah.
You'll be able to
I
pick
like
it
to
out.
play a game in the audience with whoever I'm with, like the missus or whatever, or even if it's like Pat, you play a game like, right, who's first, second, third in the lineup? You go, right, first, second, third, and then you wait for Ryan to do the switches. You're like, yeah, got it.
Yeah. Legit, literally. And that's
Yeah.
what I used to do when I was in the audience before being a judge. Even because with my wife, she doesn't bodybuild, but she's learned over years by doing it with me, by well being with me. And she's now in the audience and will pick out all the winners in the first, second, and
Yeah.
third without like.
Yeah.
And she don't coach, she don't do nothing. She's just a
Yeah.
normal person. But the more you are going to shows and seeing it consistently, it's in the federation itself, you will start to pick up what look they're going for.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So for those that because like don't know how scoring has worked, run us through what the actual scoring is like on the day, because I think a lot of people don't understand it when they hear like if there's a 1 point difference. Can you explain that for the viewers?
Yeah, because predominantly in this area, we are, let's say, at the British or the Worlds, right? We've got 10 judges, right? Or nine judges, whatever it is. Let's say nine judges, just to make it odd and even. Now, at this stage, five judges have put you as first, four of them have put Pat. That literally leaves that 1 point difference. It's very close call. Those are the only times when you're like, listen, there's 1 point between you because that one judge extra has gone over to the other side. That's the only time, and that's where it's down to the majority.
Yeah, so if I'm right, because obviously I know the judging, but it's like so you've got your scorecard, you're looking at the lineup, you mark down one for 1 point, that's your first place. Second place, you put 2 points,
Yeah,
third place, 3 points,
yeah,
XYZ, right? And then when they collect it all at the end, you're looking at the scorecards of how many points that person has got. So you're looking for the lowest score, basically. So if there's nine judges, you're looking for 9 points, essentially, to be the top score. And then that's how the judging kind of works. And that's why you get that difference almost, like you said. If you've got five judges with 1 point, four judges on another, there's the 1 point difference, basically. But I think people misunderstand how that kind of works.
yeah. Like we don't sit there saying, "Oh, 5 points for your conditioning, 10 points for your symmetry." It doesn't
Yeah,
work like that. It's simply we already know that. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for every single aspect already. We're
yeah,
not trying to look for half the things or 20% of things. We want to see conditioning, symmetry, pop balance, everything in one. So if we don't see that, that's when the first place will always naturally be looked at with 1 point.
mm, definitely. Pat,
But
you want to ask some questions?
Oh, mate, to be fair, my connection's been awful. I don't know if you guys see me lagging around, but everything's
No,
freezing
no,
for me, so I can't. Oh, I'm froze again. Oh,
no, you're
no.
fine. You're fine.
Uh, over to
Oh,
Matt. I don't think I can get them up right now as I'm on the call, but do you judge people? So I remember there was I don't know if you judge this show. AJ Morris did it, and there was a load of controversy over it on social media
I
last
was
year.
there. I was there. I was there.
Do
I
you
was judging.
like? I feel like I know the answer to this, but just for the audience, when it comes to like somebody with a big following or like somebody does social media, you know, to a high standard, do you judge them differently? Do they get a more biased approach?
No, that's the simple answer is no. That day,
Yeah,
I'll be very honest. Like I said, when you are sat in that judging panel, it's so different to be sat in the audience. Like it's you are right in front of the athletes. On that day, like I mentioned earlier in the podcast, is the overall look that's being held at that end, right? Who looks the most pleasing and has the whole overall pop to him will win. And he had, like I said, it weren't a
it was.
straightforward decision. It wasn't no.
Yeah,
So it wasn't like it was close. It was really close, but he took the majority, and that's just the way it went.
mm,
So sometimes people think, oh, it'll get down to Ryan, the main man, and if he doesn't like who's playing first, he'll pick someone else that he wants. But it don't work like that. It's the judges' decision collectively, and it's so fair, and that's why there's no biasy. And some of them, like Ryan, doesn't already have Instagram. They don't know how many followers he's got. We don't know what the other athletes are. I'm very much in on Instagram. And obviously, I'm well known within the athletes, and I know a lot of athletes myself. But that doesn't mean it changes my opinion when I see them. So
yeah,
even you could be my best friend, but on that day, like I'll give you an example. I had one of my good friends that when I started bodybuilding, I seen him bodybuild, so that's how I started. Funny thing is, I just judged him on the weekend, yeah, in Newcastle. And I could have easily put him first place, but why would I do that? I'm doing everything fair. He deserved to come second. He was in a classic show. He just had more of a the guy who came first just had more of a classic pop to him and more of a classic look to him with every other detail aspect nailed that he beat my mate who came second, who looked phenomenal, but he would have been probably a little bit more better suited in the short bodybuilding category.
mm.
yeah,
So this is where, like I said, the sometimes a classic lad will win the overall, whether he's natural or not. As long as if he comes, AJ Morris, he had another client who was natural, a classic natural dude, super sharp. He came on the money and he took the overalls that day again. So it's not impossible. And I always tell everyone, just because you may be the smallest, never take yourself or rule yourself out. I've always been the smallest on stage since I've started. Never have I ever been the biggest on stage. So it don't matter about that at all. It's go for the most polished, most look. And if you have gaps in your physique, you go back and work on those gaps to make yourself look a lot more balanced and aesthetic. And then if you can bring that with your conditioning, if you can bring that with the overall pop to how you look, you've got more chance of winning than anyone else.
A
yeah.
lot of people, I think, with your question, Pat, a lot of coaches with butthurt or people who know that athlete are butthurt that they didn't win. So they go like with the controversy, oh, it's just because he's got a big following. Like it's just because they support that athlete and they didn't win. They go into this mode of like, oh, not fair, blah 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 blah. But if the roles were reversed, it's a different
It'd be a
story, isn't
different
it? They're
story,
saying,
different
yeah,
story. It's that's how simple as it is. Social media now allows people to become more keyboard warriors and also to allow and spread a word, right? And then what happens is they'll give so much negativity. Next show, they'll have a client winning the show. Oh, the PCA is the best. The federation's
yeah,
amazing. Love this. Yeah, and
yeah,
it's but
yeah,
I understand emotions are high. If you're a coach and you really care for your client, then of course you're going to feel a bit sensitive. But if you're a good coach, you know how to actually treat that here. Then you
mm,
wouldn't come running up to a judge's table midway through a show and start questioning things. Things
yeah,
are done professionally. You get given feedback within a couple of days max, and things are done very efficiently. So and always professionally. So
mm,
it bugs me, and it happened to me when someone ran over to me. One of the coaches, I'm not going to mention who, but I was shadow judging my third show, and I was on the end. And you bear in mind, I'm on my third show shadow judging. I'm still a bit nervous. I'm still a bit in my trying to get him to my thing. The first time it's happened, he ran over. He goes, "What do you think you lot are doing? What?" Or something like that. Like, I don't think that's right what you did, and he shouldn't be placed. That's my client. He looked way better. And I looked at him, I goes, "Yo," I goes, "Listen, I've just started." I goes,
Yeah.
if you want feedback, I goes, they're going to send you feedback in a couple of days, or just come back at the end of the day and speak to the main judge, the head judge. And yeah, I was a bit like, "Yo," I goes, "Chill out, man." In my
Mm.
head, after I deeped it, I goes, he had no right to do that. Do you know what I mean? Especially as a
No.
coach. And he's a good known coach in the industry. I'm like, you shouldn't be doing that. Bang out of order. Um, but yeah, it threw me off a little bit because I was very, very new to it. But judges will always give you feedback, especially if end of the day, I'll have a couple of athletes come to me, ask for feedback. I will give my honest opinion, my honest answer, and I will always then let you know that you will get more feedback sent to you via email.
Mm.
Yeah.
How hard is it, being a judge? Like obviously you get the good parts when you obviously say a coach their client wins. How hard is it, like in your experience since becoming a judge, with the negativity people say about judging, like saying this wasn't right, you see it online, like judging was off today or whatever. Like how hard is that for you as like, judges?
I think it's only hard if you take it to heart.
Mm,
And I'm just so used to seeing so much crap on the internet and the same type of people that kind of want to either instigate something or spread something just for their own peace of mind for any fucking stupid reason.
yeah.
Just
Oh.
it's just so easy. It's so easy. Sorry, I lost train of thought there. But yeah, it's so easy to kind of push away for me personally because I'm that type of person who overthink things or take things like that as a comment. If you carry on, kind of just brush it over my head. There's nothing more to it. Like I said, if I take into it more, I'm just gonna think about it more for no reason and dwell about it, make my own answers, make my own opinions for no reason. So I'd best not even think about it because there's always going to be
Mm,
opinions. Everyone's always got their own opinion. Everyone's always the best judge at the time. But who's actually doing the job will carry on doing the job, and people will continue to come to the show. It's as simple as that.
mm.
Yeah.
What what's something you what's something that people think judges care about a lot more, but you really don't?
Question.
Like I think a lot of people look at it too deeply. Like they look at, like, say a girl with straight hair, like versus someone with, like, do you know what I mean? A certain color hair, a certain color bikini.
Or
Like,
sand color shorts, board shorts. So yeah, 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 yeah.
do you know what I mean?
What
Um,
about like looks? Do you judges care about looks more than like, say if you've got two really good, let's say, bikini girls, but one's a bit, one's very like appealing for social media, let's say, and let's say one isn't like very pleasing from, if you know what I mean. Do
yeah,
looks
yeah.
come into play a little bit?
Um, I think in the most honest way possible, in my eyes, if you're standing out and you have a glow to you, I will latch on to that more. So my eyes will be latched onto you a lot more, of course. But then the physique needs to stay the same. This is where the whole overall balance has to come into play. The
Yeah.
look and how you bring. So I don't know if this kind of counts, but it kind of does for me because it's a bit of my insecurity. But when I won my pro card back in Spain, this first time ever, because I normally use black fibers to put on my hair to cover my bowl patch at the top. This one time I bought the wrong one where there's nothing left in there,
Oh shit.
and I'm in Spain in the show, and I'm not going to find it anywhere. So obviously, I had to really stay calm mentally because that's something really big for me to like makes me a bit insecure. So I had to control my own emotions. I did get a little bit upset, but not crazy, because I just literally I had to switch on very very quickly because I knew it was such a big show. And I went on. I ended up winning like my pro card, but I had the worst look in terms of how my face was looking, my hair, I had the biggest bowl patch here, my beard was everywhere, and I just didn't look clean cut. But my physique said different. The guy who came second was the same guy who came second to me the week before,
The Italian
Alberto.
guy.
And he looked the part, he looked the face, you know what I mean? And I was like, shit, like, and so when it comes down to look, yes, it makes a big difference, but I think the physique really does a lot of talking, bro. So when it comes down to judging, we are judging the look in
Yeah,
terms of the physique. But the pretty face and the nice looking smooth face does poster boy face does have a good impression. It's all about making a good impression, and I think the clean cut look is always a good impression. But sometimes people just need to come on stage how they feel confident. I think that's the main thing. Don't come and do things because other people are doing it. Don't do certain things just because your friend did it. Because if it doesn't make you feel comfortable, right, you don't do it.
Mhm.
yeah. Be
You,
comfortable.
you can see as a judge, like, even from the audience, you can watch people come on stage. You can see the one who's smiling, happy, comes out heads up tall, confident, versus someone who comes in head down, looking at the floor, doesn't really smile too much.
Yeah.
It almost looks like they're not enjoying the day. Does that, I know that's part of the presentation. Does that take a big difference in the judging when you're looking at someone and you go like, hmm. And
Yeah,
they've got a
because
good physique, but they just don't look like they're enjoying it.
that's yeah, again, that I think that comes down to the presentation part massively. That you have to want to look like you're wanting to win. You're
Yeah.
coming on with energy, passion, and aggressive nature in terms of showing the judges you've practiced your posing, you've practiced presenting yourself to come on stage in front of six, seven different judges. We want to be able to, like I said, have a clean cut look to it's disappointing. Do you know what I'm saying? It's very disappointing when I see very good physiques that can't pose properly or haven't gone away in practice. It's even more disappointing that you see them at another show a few months later and they still have the same posing. Like there's no improvement. So it shows because the more I do, the more the athletes will keep coming back. I will recognize them, and I want to see that because it will give me more happiness. But I'm passionate about this. Show
Mm.
me that you want to be on stage but otherwise, if you don't, then I'm not going to pay as much attention. Does that make sense? I want to
Yeah,
pay
yeah,
attention
yeah,
to you.
yeah, yeah. Exactly that. It's one of them things in it where, and you can tell as well as a judge, and even from the audience, you look at someone they haven't practiced their posing, you know, and this is one of my pet peeves when it comes to specifically classic division as well. When it comes to the routines, it's just a random tune and there's no sort of flow to their posing. It's very much just like, what pose am I going to hit next? Oh, we'll hit this one. Oh, we'll do the next one. Doesn't give me classic. Is
No,
you know what I mean?
just
And
static. Yeah,
the problem is, I think with a lot of people, is they know that the routine doesn't quite come into the judging when it's already pretty much been done by that point. So that's more like their fun, which don't get me
yeah,
wrong,
yeah,
fair enough.
yeah,
But also, if you want to be classic, the routine is like your stage to shine.
yeah.
Show it off. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just
Yeah,
like random bit of music on, it's really fast, really thumping, and you're just like pose, moving to the next one, pose. Sort of thing.
100%. Because I am sat there, and obviously I do my own posing, right? I enjoy that part. I want to see people put time and effort into a routine, especially classic and bodybuilders, right?
Mm,
Men's physique, I get it. You're doing a few of the quarter tens, right? But classic, you can really add a whole new level of flow. And
mm,
as a judge who does that and wants to see that, I really thrive off it. When someone's coming on, showing all the moves, really fluent, knows that gone away and practice their posing, it really, really stands out tall.
mm.
Then it's the most disappointing part, and I'm like, oh man, like honestly, like I want to watch you, but I can't because it's just I
Boring.
want you to, I want you to show me the classic, show me why you are
Mm,
so classic. There's
mm.
a set, show me why you're an open bodybuilder.
Yeah. Do you ever think that should come into the judging, like scorecard for say classic division? Like the routine should be part of the criteria of, what could because it could sway. Like you could have like say two. Obviously, it could sway anyway, but sometimes if you've always submitted your card by just looking at the quarter turns, it's already kind of set in stone. But would it be worth maybe like, you keep your scorecards to literally the routines and you go, do you know what? That guy showed me more classic that like, even though his physique may be like not as sharp as the guy who was maybe a bit more bubbly, but his routine was far better. I'm going to give him the point.
This is the thing. So I would personally say yes, it'd be amazing because I'm so big into routines and wanting to see that element a part of bodybuilding because then it makes people actually put effort into it. It
Mm.
makes people graft more whilst they're dying anyway. Do you know what I mean? You got to put the work in, and other people are. So if they can, whilst they're dying during prep, and they can still get on the floor and start hitting some poses, then surely that takes into account all the hard work that it takes to now be given the extra point. So
Mm.
if in the future, that'd be amazing. I
Mm.
believe it should be, but that's just my opinion.
What's your take as well? Because obviously PCA is their own standard, right? In terms of like different to two bros, for instance. But like sometimes for an audience member, you know, when you've got to say like a big class of like 10 people, right? And you've already picked, say, like, say your top three, top five, top six, whatever. But now you've got to sit there through every single routine for, say, 10, 15 minutes. Do you ever think that as a judge, you're like, "Oh, come on, we just want to move, you want to move on to the next class? Have you ever thought like it would be more worth like saying like only the top five can do their routines? Because then as an athlete, it spurs you on to do better in terms of your physique standard for coming to stage because you really want to show off your routine.
I understand. I personally disagree. I don't think that's fair in a way because I believe each and every athlete has done what they can to get to that stage. Wherever they place. But I still think they deserve their time on stage. And that time, like it's not long with the mandatories as much either. So
Mm.
having that 60 seconds just to come in and throw some poses and really be a part of that helps them go away and actually have a good impact, good feeling, even if they came last, right? They're able to just go to a song they enjoy, listen to it, be in a good mood, and pose away in front of the audience and the judges and say, right, I've done this. Whereas
Mm.
if they just did the mandatories and then they got to just stand there on the sidelines watching just the top five do that, I think they'll feel a lot more
Left out.
left out. Yeah, they wouldn't feel as motivated to come back and do it again because they just think, oh, you know what, sod that. I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to look like a prat. So I
Yeah.
think it's a good time for them to shine. I think sometimes it gives them a lift and a boost to say, right, oh, I smashed that all that time I put into that routine, even though I came last, I did the best with, and the audience were cheering, right? That all of these little things are really good positive reinforcements for them to come back next time, take feedback, and get better.
Yeah. I agree with it. I agree with it. It's just one of those, you know, when sometimes you get like the people who haven't haven't bothered, or they know they're not top five or whatever, like top three or whatever, because they're not in the middle. So then they come to their routine. You can just see they're just upset, pissed off, and it's
They
not as
literally,
it's
you can just
half-assed.
tell, but they just they'll reduce their own time. They'll literally come, hit a few poses. Thank you. It's been about 25, 30 seconds. So
Yeah,
you know they can't be arsed or they've not posed, they've not practiced posing. So
yeah,
it's only going to benefit us, speed up the show even
yeah,
more. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Pat, you got anything?
Mate, I apologize to the viewers. My connection is terrible. I literally heard none of the conversation for like the last maybe 5 minutes. But I do want to ask Hinesh something juicy. Obviously, we've got the PCA universe coming up. I don't know if you're allowed to say this as a judge. I'm assuming you're allowed your own opinion. So, of course, I think you should be able to say it. But do you have any upcoming predictions for? I'm really excited for the physique pro class.
This is the thing. So I really, my honest opinion, I cannot even give you a prediction because I don't even know which way it's going to go. I promise you.
Obviously, you've got
I'm so excited for it because there's so many good athletes that are they're all winners. They're all champions. They're all pro champions. Like no one's like I can't put who's first. I can't put who's second. I can't put who's third. It's just whatever happens on the day depends on how they peak that physique because every single one of them can be beaten,
yeah.
right? Each and every one can be beaten. It's not impossible. It's just the matter of fact of who peaks the best on that day, man. And I'm so excited. I think the Men's Physique Pros are going to be one of the best shows of the day, man.
Yeah, that lineup looks crazy. You've got obviously Ike, Gerald, Fildo. You've got loads of good people doing it, and obviously potentially new pros too. So
And new
it's
pros
gonna
of
be
the day.
exciting.
Yeah, bro. There's there's going to be it's going to be a juicy show. I tell you that for sure. Yeah, yeah, it's going to be one to watch for. It's going to be a really difficult time for the judges. They're going to put us under good pressure, so we got to really be on the ball with it. Right, that's what we want to see. All the standards up to here, because it's when you have every single pro athlete to a T, you
Yeah.
now have to make sure shoot comes spot on, and you look at each and every bit of detailing.
When it comes to like obviously juniors, normally at like pro qualifiers, is there a certain reason? I feel like myself, it's because like you've got time or you either don't fit the pro category. But is there a reason less juniors are giving out pro cards?
I couldn't answer on that one, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it's very sporadic. Like, even sometimes I'm like, oh, they're gonna give a pro card out to each class, but it's actually they did it at the end of the day at the overalls, only the overall winners. Sometimes at the world champs they gave out pro cards after each class winner. So it's very dependent on the boss. That's literally
Yeah.
it. I have no idea with that one.
I think it comes down to the look. It's like you've always said, if the look is absolutely spot on, you go that would line up good in the pro
Yeah,
category.
if
It's one
he,
of them.
if we can see, yo, that you're gonna really hold well in the pro lineup, then of course, by all means, like can't see why in a pro qualifier you can't get your pro card.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate. I think with a lot of, I mean, you do get some freaky juniors. Don't get me wrong, but I think a lot of them, the vast majority of juniors, they need more size. That's the
Yeah,
simple case. And like when you're looking at the pro men's classes, like physique, they are very big, very bubbly, very round. When you got a junior where you're like, they need probably like 10, 15 pounds of tissue, then they would be pro.
yeah.
That's the difference it makes realistically. So it's not like they couldn't. It's just time.
No, it's
Time.
time. It's the maturity as well. It's the muscle maturity, and that takes seasoning.
Mm.
You have to season your body through shows, and the maturity over years as you grow older will start to have that rounder, more 3D, more pop, right? And that comes through the hardness. That comes through years. Even though, like Pat, amazing, yeah, genetic freak of nature, right? Amazing physique. But time will give him that size, that pop that he needs, and he will be one to look for, right? It'll be hard to beat, but that in time will be fucking amazing. He knows
Yeah.
that. He knows that. He needs to he needs to just be a little bit, bro, you know deep down if you just stayed locked in and you put focus in last few years. I don't know what you did after your last show, what happened? Because you
Oh,
said you
bloody
did
hell.
something and I've never spoke to you about it. So um I looked on stage and I was like, why you look so washed out? What happened? What did you
Oh,
do?
me. Obviously, I came to Wales. It was in between Wales. Finals is always going to be my main aim, and it
Yeah.
might be the main aim for this year if I still prep. But like Wales to finals, there was a big gap. So obviously, I came to Wales probably about 85%, so we could actually dig down harder. We wouldn't have to hold the look over like 8 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went to Dubai the day after Wales. I thought
Okay. Yeah, I remember. Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
but like it's bad because like, it's all fun and games like me laughing about it, but it really it fucked my whole season. I couldn't do PCA Venlo. I flew over to Netherlands to watch two of my friends compete. I
Right.
couldn't do that show. I couldn't do Birmingham. I couldn't do finals. Like I was, yeah, I put on too much weight to the point where I was like, I can't do this now. Zero carbs, 2 hours of cardio, and
Mm.
I still look like shit. I couldn't pull myself back to that.
It was, yeah, 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 yeah. That look, yeah,
And
yeah.
and I feel like Wales, like I put myself down about it. Obviously, that is my first time not placing, and obviously going into like a men's category, I felt pretty confident because I was like, this is my best look. But then, like I should have presented myself better on the day. I know I could have presented myself better. Um, but realistically, I should have just done the junior category.
No, well, it's fair. This is what the thing is. You'll only live and learn, bro. You can only live and learn. You can only take it as a lesson that you're going to learn and take forward. And obviously, going to buy in between shows may not be the best thing. But like, even if it is, sometimes we need a refresher. But just always remember the end goal and what the main goal is for you. That any sidetrack that you ever think of doing, push yourself back into that focus, bro, because you will get lost. I've been there so many times, and you just dig yourself a bigger hole. Then you're trying to dig yourself a bigger hole, trying to get back there, and it just keeps getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah,
But you've honestly got one really standout physique. So you just got to put yourself time and effort into that long-term discipline, bro. You'll go a long way.
I think like at the moment, I beat myself up a lot about how I look based on social media. Like I'm not one of these I'd like to say I am, but obviously I haven't handled it in that way so far. But I'm hoping the next time I prep, I can make amends in terms of the reverse. But I feel like I beat myself up on social media looking at like other physiques, and I get too focused on like people I might be coming up against, saying they're
Yeah,
better
yeah.
than me there, they're better than me there. But I just need to focus on myself. That's the only thing I think I need to get
I
straight.
was there, same, but honestly, the comparisons will it's just a lesson to learn again. You you will learn this over experience over time. Some people get it straight away, and some people zone out straight away, some people don't, like ourselves. And like I said, I was always the smallest on stage, so I'd always be wary to think, oh my God, he's coming. Oh my... Like one time, I knew I was going to go up against Elliot, like in the PCA show. I came second to him. Now that day was the day I looked at myself, and think, "Yo, I came second to Elliot." I was like, "I've this." I knew he was going to beat me, but I came second to him. So I was like, there's something here. You have to hold on to what that win. You know, anytime you win something or anytime you come close, you have to look at yourself and think, yo, that was me. And then you don't compare after. You then look at actually that's possible. I can get second. Let me try and get first. Everything is possible. But the minute we start to compare, we make things so impossible without any reason for it.
Yeah,
And that's one thing I've realized is whenever I've compared myself, I've now gone on that day to the show. I've now ended up beating the people I was comparing myself to. And this is what the reminder was to myself to think, why am I doing this to myself for no reason? So the best way actually is you just go on that day, you enjoy the moment with whoever's there by being the most humble person, and then you get on and do your business that you need to because you've done all the hard work. When we start to overthink is when we start to cortisol levels start to rise or adrenaline starts to go all over the place. We stress, body's changing. We're fucked. So we've really got to stay calm in that present moment.
yeah,
Here is the biggest thing.
It's the biggest thing I think for a lot of competitors, first timers, even sometimes experienced people, isn't it? That
Yeah,
you see it's social media. It's the biggest killer because someone will post a photo and they're like, they're doing my show, they look so good, and then all of a sudden there's doubts going into their head. But it's like I say to clients, like they're showing their best look on Instagram. It might be good now. You don't
yeah,
know what it's going to be on the day because things can go south very, very fast. You don't know what their show day protocols are going to be. They may dehydrate themselves to the point they're flat. They
yeah,
might overspill. They
yeah,
might stress out. Do you know what I mean? There's so many attributes that you cannot control.
yeah.
And sometimes it's even they're looking at like, oh, I think they're going to be in my class. How do you know? Like they could be in the masters. They could be actually doing, say, if you're men's physique, they could be in the tall category. How do you know? You have no clue.
Exactly. You have
So
no idea.
there's a level of pressure, and I think it's because it's social media. They obviously we prep because we want to win. There's no doubt
yeah,
about that.
Yeah.
But when you put an unnecessary stress on it that you don't know the controls of variables that can happen, you're stressing for no reason. Just focus on yourself as a
And your own
competitor,
self. Yeah,
and you
yeah.
don't know what you might outwork that person up until the point of show day, step on stage, and you'd be surprised that you beat them. You just don't know. It
And
can go either way.
you see it when people win and their face is like, what, me really? Like I've won. And
Yeah.
they don't believe it. There's the belief, the belief in athletes. Again, talk from my own experience when I first started, the self-belief was there, but not as enough as I wanted it to be. And it needs to be up here because this sport is individual. I've always been a part of a team sport, right? But
Mm.
this is the only sport where it's for yourself. Yeah, you have people around you helping you, lifting you, but end of the day, it's about you on that stage, nobody else.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing, man.
It's
Big
like
thing.
with Rebecca, I had do the she won the overall for PCA.
Yeah.
On that day, I kid you not, all through her prep, she's like, oh, I'll be happy with the top three, happy with the top three. On the day, I don't think I'm going to win. I don't think I'll get top three, but I'll be happy top five. Do you know what I mean? The goalpost kept changing. I said,
Yeah.
look, you're very on the money. Just don't worry about it. Just go out and do your thing. And I remember she got first place in the class, and she was like, "Oh," and I was like, I told you, you just need to, hone in focus." Then it was the overall. She's like, "Oh, I don't think I'll win the overalls though." Do you know what I mean? And I was like, "Okay, well, see what happens." Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Good.
You're here now. We're on the money. If we hold it, you'll be good. And when they called her name out for the overall, I remember screaming my head off, going,
Yeah.
"Yes!"
Yeah.
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 The whole venue heard me. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I heard you.
Um,
I
but
heard you
she
outside.
did you?
Nah, I was next to you, bro.
But she was shocked. She just like, what on earth? She didn't expect, and that was her first ever time competing. So you just don't know. I think a lot of athletes, and for her especially, she's very humble that she wants better and wants more for herself.
Yeah.
So she downgrades herself in a way to have this sort of moment of, I want to be better. I want to do better.
Yes,
So she's
yes,
telling herself like, oh, I'll be happy with top five. But when she then gets called first place, she's like, oh my fucking God, what the hell?
yeah,
Sort of thing. It's that more surprise element rather than it's like not setting yourself up for failure. If you say to yourself, like, because a lot of competitors do it, I'm going to win, I'm going to win, saying online, oh, yeah, their mates are saying, oh, you're going to win, bro,
yeah,
pro card incoming, and then they don't, then you've gone, there's that sort of negativity in your mind that you haven't fulfilled what's been said.
100%, 100%. It's that's the biggest thing about this is there's so many people around you that aren't competing, but enjoy the fact that you are on prep and love to know every single thing about it or be around you, right? And that's the worst part is that they are there now, your automatic hype man. If you can't treat that right on the day, knowingly that that's not your best mate giving the points, that's a judge giving the points, you have to separate that. If you can't accept that mentally, people go through so much hell post show that they get so much sorts of depression and anxiety and all sorts that it's just not for them. If you
Mm,
can't handle this, it's not for you. Because
Yeah,
clearly, and if when it is, only when you get stronger here, if you ever want to do it again, then do that to yourself. But knowingly, you've chose to do this. People need to understand that you've fully chose to do this, right?
yeah,
No one's forced anything down you. No one's got a gun to your head. You've asked the coach, I need to do this. I want to go prep. Then go in. You can't
yeah,
hack it. Don't come back. Don't do it again. Because
yeah,
there's a big satisfaction we get. Like you know yourself, the reward is up here. And it makes us feel so good because we enjoy doing bodybuilding. Not for no Instagram, not for no likes. It's not for any of that. We do it for a purpose of how it makes us feel.
mm.
So if we took away Instagram, how many people do you think would be competing?
That's the
yeah.
thing. I think, I
That'd be a
think
big
over the
drop.
It'd be
years it's
50%
changed.
cut. If a whole
Yeah.
50% cut.
100%.
Changed, isn't it? Because a lot of people, you're seeing it more and more now. More people are competing, but they haven't had the time growing. They're just kind of jumping into shows. Then all of a sudden they've done one show, might have placed, and then the next day, online coach
I'm a
announcement.
coach. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I was speaking to one lad. He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What's your plans?" He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go on stage next year." I was, "Oh, okay. Have you ever been?" He goes, "No, the first time." He goes, "To be fair, I just want to. I want to get into coaching. So I thought if I do a show, it makes me look." And I was like, I looked at
Yeah,
him, and honestly, I didn't know what to say. And I was like, "This is the world we're coming into."
Yeah. So they're doing it. They're doing it for not for being a bodybuilder, enjoying processes of growing and prepping, and it's the case of they're looking at I want to change my job and I want to become an online coach so I can make a shit ton of money. But the reality is, it's not
It's
like
not.
that.
It's not
no,
like that.
It really isn't. Especially if you want to be a really good, really, really good coach, it's going to be slow.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
never quick.
You know
So
yourself. It's not a 1 year hit. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
no, no. It's every year. I remember when I first started, I think I had one person on stage. The next year I had two. Then it kind of went to seven. It snowballs, and then it kind of
yeah,
just sort of sticks around a point, and you're thinking, why is it not moving up as quick as much? It's because that's how it should be. If you're
Yeah.
having all of a sudden 20, it's not going to work out. Like,
No, the standards
yeah,
drop. It's all different. You have to
yeah,
be able to give it all.
yeah,
But yeah, people just think it's a money making business, and it's not. And you have to be a people's person. You have to be able to understand a person and
mm.
treat a person, not just give out a flipping plan and be like, right, there's you.
And I think a lot of coaches, newer coaches, coming in are too many cheerleaders with their clients. That we know they're not going to do that well on stage, and that's the harsh reality. But good coaches will look at you and go, no, you need 2 years at least growing, like before you
Yeah,
even look at stage, because it all comes down to why you want to do it. I'm not just going to throw you on stage just to win a trophy so I can stick on my Instagram like, oh, another result this week. It's like that's
yeah.
not what this is about, sort of thing.
No, no, for sure, bro. 110%. I agree there, man.
Yeah. Right, should we wrap up because you got to get off, haven't you, for your next session?
Yes. Oh, freaking hell, the times flew quick, innit? Very
So
quick,
fast.
I
very
Well,
want
with
to
quick.
ask
that,
you one more question. Sorry, sorry, sorry. But
You okay?
what are your plans going forward as an athlete?
Ooh, okay. So I should have been competing in this universe, but August last year, nerve issue, and hasn't been fixed since. So it's only getting better. So now I'm just rebuilding. The rebuilding continues. I'll decide whether I prep in June, so whether the coach says yes or no, and then I'll decide to do the British finals in October. if he says yes.
Oh,
If he says no, then of course we carry on growing until Universe next year in May.
You're with Jace now, aren't you?
Yep. I
Yeah.
signed up with Jace in November last year. I went to him with an injury, so bless him. He's not had the best time with me, but we've made the most work since. So it's been really good, really really good.
Exciting.
That's why it's exciting to see how he'd prep and how I'd get into prep with him and how he'll. Because I was with Nick for about 5 years, so it's about 4.5 years, yeah. So
Yeah.
we did our business together. He's just very busy up in Thailand running shows, so I was like, it was time. It was time.
Yeah. Right then, Pat, do you want to sign off?
All right, so that was the episode with Hinesh. Hopefully, you guys all enjoyed the episode. Any questions below for the next episode? Anything you want us to include in next episodes coming up? Drop them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and we'll see you in the next one.